Sun is up, day's fine. Oh, what a joy you bring. You're a fine, delicious girl. You are my everything. Sun is up, day's fine. Oh, what a joy you bring. You're a fine.
В бюрото на Константин Вълков сме в главните щаб-квартири на Air Greenland. Hello and good to see you.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me here. Few questions, two questions in the beginning. Can you just present yourself first and can you present this?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Jacob Nitter Sørensen. I'm the Group CEO of Air Greenland. I've been in the position since May 2017, but I joined the company back in 2000, so almost 26 years in the company.
26.
26, yes, yes. Started out as a pilot and then, ended up in this position. This baby here, that's Duka. That's our A330-800neo, which we picked up in Toulouse in December 2022 as part of the fleet renewal plan of Air Greenland. Biggest investment in the company history, and we are very happy with the aircraft. So,
do you remember your last flight?
I actually do, yes, but that's many years ago now, with passengers at least. So
passengers.
Yes, that was back in November 2017, I didn't know it was going to be my last flight.
You didn't know it?
No, I didn't know at the time, but I was interim CEO at the time, and I was on the schedule, and I went flying, and I came back from the flight and, your mind is on all the emails and all the things you have to do in the office. And that's not the right mindset to have when you go flying. So I said to myself at that time, okay, as long as I'm doing this, it doesn't really work well with flying. So I've kept my license valid in the simulator, but not current on the line. But I still remember the flight, yes.
Can you, when you are flying now, can you recognize from something that the pilot is good or not good?
Yes. Yeah, I see it right away.
What is the main thing?
I think for me, the main thing I look at in a pilot or in an engineer or check-in staff, anyone who are engaged in aviation is the attitude of the person. If you strive to be professional and strive to do everything the right way, if you can always sense almost immediately if people are, take the procedure seriously and just try to give that extra. And I think that's what's what I recognize and what I look for. And I think we have a lot of people in this company who go the extra mile to make things happen, but also stay on the right side of sort of the procedures and to keep everything safe. So
if we move from a pilot to an airline, what are the top 3 things to look for in an airline to say, oh, this is a great airline?
I think it's the same treats. You sense right away if the airline, again, the operation, you can sense, is this a streamlined operation where procedures and processes are well laid out and are followed? Because if you have that, we operate by a lean principle in Air Greenland. And basically, one of the lean principles is that you have to get the right quality the first time. You sense that right away. And I think for an airline, especially where everything is so optimized and everything is so interconnected, if your processes and your procedures do not have inbuilt quality and you don't deliver the quality the first time through, then everything falls apart because you have knock-on effects, and that again creates extra cost and extra hassle, and the passengers feel that right away, and it also affects safety. So I usually joke, and it's not even a joke, but I say we need 4 things to run an airline. One, obviously, we have to be safe. That's our certificate or license to operate, safety. We have to have the right product, and we have to deliver that product at the right price, and we have to have fun.
Okay.
and why the fun part? Well, the fun part is the glue and the culture and everything. And if you enjoy going to work, then you also enjoy doing everything right, and you strive to go the extra mile for.
Give me an example of
customers.
a wrong product, not a right product, but a wrong product.
Well, that could be if you over-deliver. That could be one thing. I'll give you an example looking at this aircraft. So this aircraft is basically an A330-200 in a modern version with new wings and new engines and so on. But the size of the tube is the same, right? And it replaced an A330-200. In the old aircraft, we had a business class with, a sort of, it's not a 2026 type business class, but still we had a 51-inch seat pitch with big seats and almost lie flats and everything. But for this market, that's the wrong product because we couldn't price it at the right price level. So we basically had this nice business class with lots of space and everything. But given the local market, we could not price it at a high enough price point to justify the space. So when we designed this aircraft, we did a market study and looked at what is the demand of the market and what is the yield potential of that market. And so we reconfigured our business to a premium economy, basically, which makes a lot more sense because we can basically charge the same, which we are doing compared to the old business class, but now we have 42 seats instead of 30 seats. So that's an example of sort of a wrong product. Another thing is if obviously it makes a big difference whether you're running point to point or you, as us, a network carrier. And one of the things that we've been struggling with is keeping the network efficient and keeping the network connections operating because of, the new airport that we've seen here in Nuuk and combined with extraordinary bad weather last year. So we had to change the schedule around a little bit to build in more buffers to make that network work. So if you have too short connection times and customers miss connections, obviously that's expensive for the airline and it's a hassle for the customer. And if they have a choice, they will choose a different airline the next time. So that's another example.
Expensive about the company, for the company. How do you manage everything because of bad weather? Because an airline company have to pay for everything. So efficiency, safety, route network, how do you manage everything together? It's very difficult.
It is very difficult, and if you have the answer, I'd like to know. No, I'm kidding, but yes, that is very difficult. So, Air Greenland operates, I think, on a little bit of a different business model than most other airlines, and basically, we operate in an environment and in a society where there is an expectation that we take care of the customer all the way, even for situations that are outside of the airline's control. So if you go to North America and the flight is canceled due to bad weather, then basically you have to make your own arrangements as a customer. And everyone's used to that. But in Greenland, that can be both difficult and costly, and some people might not even be able to afford that. So that's part of our business model, given the many disruptions and everything, that and it is a complicated country to travel in. So we take care of that. So we take care of rebookings, accommodation, food, local transport, everything, regardless of the cause of the disruption.
Give us an example of a disruption far away from Nuuk. What a specific city, a specific route, what happens?
Yeah, so some of the most difficult routes to handle would be like Qaanaaq in North Greenland. Ranach is located just north of Bidufik Space Base, and it's close to the North Pole. It's around the 78 degrees of latitude.
So it's the city close to the air base, the
Yes.
Pacific? It's the last city that you see.
It's the last city on the map. Yes, it's very, very top of the world.
Yeah. And you fly from here to there or from Copenhagen to there?
We fly from here. It's a short gravel runway. So the flight from Nuuk goes to Ilulissat in North Greenland, and from Ilulissat to Ranach, it's still a 3-hour flight.
3-hour flight.
So, and it does not have any close alternates. It's an NDB approach, short runway, high minimums, and I think the annual number of passengers is around 1,000, maybe 1,200. Annual. So we do the route once a week. The route is prone to fog in the summertime, snow showers in the wintertime, so... but the issue is that it takes one aircraft a full day to do this route. So when you have a disruption up there,
I see.
Basically you have to take a whole crew and a whole aircraft a whole day
there, and you lose it
to recover. That's difficult, right? Because you also have your normal schedule to run and so on. East coast of Greenland is another good example. Kulusuk on the east coast of Greenland, again, it's a gravel runway, only an NDB, which most pilots nowadays don't even know what an NDB is. It's but well, they probably do. But
explain us.
Okay, so basically today, approach aids to runways are ILSs, instrument landing systems. You have guidance all the way down to the runway and so on. In Kulusuk, what you have is a big mast. And it basically just sends out a signal, and then in the cockpit you have an instrument that just points to that beacon. That's all you have, and it's located quite some distance away from the airport. So you don't even have a distance measuring equipment that measures a distance from the airport.
Okay.
Obviously we have GPSs in the aircraft, but the whole environment means that you have to have really good cloud base, high cloud base, and good visibility to land there. And it's a region of the world with a lot of bad weather. So
what is the percentage of disruptions because of weather?
It's quite high. So if you look at the first half of 2025, which has been, I must say, the most difficult weather-wise period in, I think, company history.
Really?
But the complete
last year.
Last year, yes.
What is the explanation?
It's cyclical, so I think it was a combination of many things. So I don't think you can say that it was climate change or it was this, but it was just a perfect sort of mix of bad weather in all regions of Greenland at the same time. But
you survived. You're okay now.
We're okay now. But the completion rate was less than 70%. And when we talk regularity, now we're up to a much higher percentage again. But and during those periods, it gets really difficult because suddenly you have disruptions in North Greenland, in South Greenland, in East Greenland. And you can have two. We had a period of almost 2 weeks where we couldn't go to South Greenland, because of wind storms and then you just have a big pileup of passengers, so that's difficult to handle. But that's part of the operation here, and I think our passengers are very understanding as well. They know the situation. They accept bad weather. What they don't accept is, when we make mistakes or when we don't handle this right, and that can happen when it's so massive and you've got so many people, disrupted. Then, communication gets difficult and you lag behind in replying to customers who want to refund and rebook and so on. But
yes, I was amazed last time because I was not expecting for a airline company to take care of me because I was in Iceland, in Reykjavik, and the flight was delayed and they canceled it for the next day. And suddenly everything was arranged in minutes.
Yes.
And I did not expect it. So I booked a hotel. I canceled it because I realized that you will book it for me.
Yeah.
So the mindset of the traveler is different.
Yes.
For an airline these days. And based on that question, do you think because of the new runways, you will lose, in the good sense, the monopoly of traveling, and because of more tourists and more airlines will come and they will force you to change your behavior?
It's a good question. I think that Greenland has been, on the news a lot, and people know how things are. I think a lot of travelers to Greenland have actually explicitly stated on TripAdvisor and other places that if you travel with Air Greenland, you get this sort of extra service.
Everything.
So we view it as a differentiator. And it's definitely a way of maintaining sort of control of the home market. And I also agree with you that our one-time travelers, they might not be as aware of this service. And that's obviously part of our marketing efforts to tell the traveling public that if you choose Air Greenland, you're in safe hands. But we're not like any other airline, and we want to keep it that way. And this is one of the things that we can do to differentiate the product.
I remember a person, I was writing for an airline magazine, and my first flight to the US, and that person told me, you should definitely go to Anchorage, not because of Anchorage, but because the flight, you will see Greenland. So my question is, you've seen the ice cap probably many, many times, but is there a specific spot or a specific light or a specific feeling that still makes you stop and realize why you love this job?
It's a good question. I think there are so many beautiful places all over the world, and also in Greenland. But I think there is sort of a hidden gem or a special place that people don't really get to see in Greenland that I find very, very special. And that is the Ubarnavik ice fjord, which is the most famous ice fjord in Greenland is Ilulissat ice fjord, and it's a UNESCO heritage site. And I mean, I get amazed every time I see that. But when you go further north and you come to Ubarnavik and north of Ubarnavik, there is, you mentioned the light, the light is different up there. It's special some way. And everything is just larger and bigger. So, and the Ubarnavik ice fjord, I think, is just so amazing, with a combination of mountains and huge glaciers and icebergs and this special light. And I think that's sort of a hidden gem that you don't really get to see very often. Yeah.
And finally, the hardest airport to land in Greenland?
That's probably Narsarsuaq.
Really?
Yeah, and that's closing down on the 15th of April this year, and will be replaced by a new airport in Qaqortoq, which is a town further out on the coast. But I would say definitely Narsarsuaq is the most difficult airport to operate.
What is your approach? I mean, as a mindset and everything, to land there?
Yeah, I think Narsarsuaq is by far the most difficult, because it's situated in a valley at the end of a fjord with very, very high mountains surrounding it, and the ice cap right behind it. So both the weather conditions are very special down there, and the approach is tricky and difficult. And so there are so many aspects that you have to think about going in and out of Narsarsuaq that makes it a very, very special airport. I lived there for 3 years working in the tower, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I love the view. I think it's also one of the most beautiful airports to operate in and out of. I always loved my flights to Narsarsuaq, but you really got to think about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and just be sort of a little bit extra cautious when you operate to and from Narsarsuaq.
And finally, because you obviously live in a country that is a cold country, what is your definition of hot? The word hot.
The word hot. Well, when I was younger, anything above 15 degrees Celsius.
It's hot.
That was hot. But now, I enjoy going on vacation as well to warmer places. But I think most people in Greenland, when it gets above 25 degrees, we really start to think this is too much.
This is too hot.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sun is up, day's fine. Oh, what a joy you bring. You're a fine, delicious girl. You are my everything. Sun is up, day's fine. Oh, what a joy you bring.